Welcome to A Course in Business Miracles. This is Heather Dominic, creator of BusinessMiracles.com and founder and leader of the highly sensitive entrepreneur movement. Join me today for some genuine practical assistance and a business-altering and life-changing experience, a business miracle. This is A Course in Business Miracles, episode number 82, HSE feature with dog trainer Teri Thomas. Welcome to the Business Miracles HSE feature episode. I am just so excited to be featuring Teri Thomas as a member of the Business Miracles community and as a successful, highly sensitive entrepreneur. Teri, aside from being a valued member of the Business Miracles community, is the owner of Angels in the Making, a dog training and animal behavior counseling service in Grand Junction, Colorado. Teri has always felt a connection with animals since she was a child. Over the years, she has worked with cats, dogs, birds, even attended an exotic animal training school to work with lions, leopards, and tigers. Her heart always brought her back, though, to the connection she has with dogs. After 3 years of college and changing degrees every semester, she finally landed a job as a veterinary technician. Here, she discovered that, in addition to relating to dogs on a different level, she also had a deep empathic ability to connect with humans. It only made sense to put these gifts to use as an entrepreneur and start her company, Angels in the Making. Teri has been training dogs and their people for 35 years. She is certified through the Association of Professional Dog Trainers, obtained a canine behavior counseling degree from the American College of Applied Science, and recently achieved a dog training certification through the British program called Absolute Dogs. Teri's passion is to bridge the gap in communication between humans and their dogs with force-free, positive reinforcement training. She empowers both the dog and the human to step into a new level of understanding in their relationship. You will want to listen in as I talk with Teri about how she went from believing that she had to do it all alone to hiring another trainer and someone to help her manage her office. Once she broke through that limiting belief, the floodgates opened, and in 1 year, she crossed the six-figure mark. It is such a deep honor to be a part of Teri's HSE journey, and I am so very pleased to be sharing this episode with you today. Teri, welcome to the Business Miracles podcast.
Hi, Heather. Thanks so much for having me.
I am really looking forward to this conversation. I just so appreciate you. I appreciate the work that you do. I appreciate the way that I've been privileged to witness you showing up in the Business Miracles community and really putting your mentoring program experience to work. And I'm just super excited to dive in deeper to who Teri Thomas is as a highly sensitive entrepreneur. So I'll start by saying that currently you're in the Business Miracles Elite Mentoring Program, and you've been a part of the Business Miracles community since 2018. But I'd love for you to just share a little bit more about, how you and I first connected, and really, what was your experience like when you came to realize that you're a highly sensitive entrepreneur?
Absolutely. So I actually came across, scrolling through Facebook, I saw your ad came up, and I took the test to find out if I was a highly sensitive entrepreneur, and darned if I wasn't. so I immediately was intrigued and asked more questions and pretty much joined up straight away. It just felt right, and it was like finally somebody gets me, because all my life I've been different and everyone trying to pigeonhole me, and this was so different from that. So yeah, I joined up on the 6-month program, and then I joined the core program, and then Elite was my stair step.
Yeah,
So nothing
beautiful.
but tremendous growth personally.
Oh, fantastic. And I'm so looking forward to us being able to talk more about that. But I'd also love to just first hear a little bit more about what difference it made for you once you realized that you were a highly sensitive entrepreneur. I mean, I definitely hear what you shared in regards to suddenly feeling like, oh, wait, maybe I'm not as different as everyone tries to keep telling me that I am, or maybe I am different, but it doesn't matter. I don't know. Bring me in a little bit more, what shifted for you when you came to really understand that you are an HSE?
I started doing the energy management tools straight away, and that gave me a lot of clarity in how to organize my thoughts in a more succinct way to avoid overwhelm and overprotection and the shadows of things that were holding me back. And by being able to process my emotions in a different and better way, helped me move through them instead of staying in a swirling vortex of chaos that I was in. So
right.
it propelled me forward, and I'm still learning how to categorize and how to, I don't emote differently, but I deal with my emotions differently.
Right, right. That is so beautifully shared. I so appreciate that, because I know that there's so many highly sensitives who are just convinced that swirling, feeling like you are, a slave to your emotions or energy that comes your way, that's just how the rest of their life has to be. And it doesn't need to be that way, and that's really so much of what I hear you speaking to. And not only does it not need to be that way, but if you are committed to being an entrepreneur as a highly sensitive, it's so important that it isn't that way. Because when we're in that, whirling, swirling, it's impossible to, barely manage ourselves, let alone everything that goes along with being self-employed. And I know for you that you've shared with me that one of the big significant changes is when you weren't managing your energy and utilizing the tools, that we teach in the mentoring program, that you really had a sense of being burnt out and working alone. And so I'd love for you to share, obviously you're currently not burnt out, or or at least that's my hope is. And so what is changed for you in regards to, that feeling of being burnt out and working alone to what are things like now?
Well, I think one of my old belief systems used to be that I had to do everything myself, or it wouldn't get done, or I couldn't trust in others enough to let them do things. And so
yes,
when you opened my eyes to the falseness of that belief system that I had to be alone, suddenly I thought, well, why don't I hire somebody? Why don't I get an office person? Why don't I get another trainer? And it was such a weight off my shoulders, because I didn't have an answer to why not. It was all, well, let's do it. So it gave me the strength to believe in myself, and that I could delegate and I could trust others. I mean, it was a real trust issue for me. And so once I broke through that barrier, then, man, the floodgates just opened and my business was off and running again, and the burnout went away. Yes.
I so appreciate the speaking to the trust aspect, because not really feeling, that experience of I do have to do this alone, and I can personally relate to that myself. Absolutely. It is typically a trust issue for those of us who are highly sensitive, just because most of us have the experience somewhere along the line where, again, we realize that we're different, and we associated that with not really being able to be safe, and that there wasn't really anyone who could take care of us or take care of things the way that we needed them taken care of, because, we're 20% versus 80%. So that trust piece is so significant. And I really, again, appreciate hearing, how working with the teachings and the tools has supported you to be able to move through that. So you're no longer working alone, and you have started to develop a team. So share with us about your team and what's been happening as you've been building this team, for yourself, the team, the service, your mission, your income generation. What has changed?
Oh, gosh, so much. It's so good to belong to a group of like-minded individuals so that I'm not feeling alone anymore, and that we all have a passion for our mission of making the dog world and the human world, being that bridge that fixes that gap in communication, because we have so much to offer each other. And I think dogs actually offer us more than we offer them. But
Right.
And all four of us have that belief. We all feel it in our own relationships with our dogs, and our passion to help our clients get to a deeper level in their relationship with their dogs through communication and training. So we have team meetings every week, and we have a roundtable discussion about what's working and what's not working. Our celebrations are patting each other on the back for things that maybe we would just keep to ourselves, but now we're putting it out there, and it really bonds us and unites us, and actually creates some creativity and new ideas on what we can be doing moving forward and setting new goals. So I'm pretty sure my girls haven't done the HSE test or anything, but I'm pretty sure they're highly sensitive just because of how deeply connected all of us instantly were from the moment of hire to each team meeting. We're intrinsically the same, which is exciting to me because I've not had that before. So,
Right.
Other than on the forum, of course. So
yes, it's so beautiful. Like you're taking so much of what you've experienced in the Business Miracles community, and then replicating that and creating that within your team, and a mini community outside of the Business Miracles community, which is beautiful. Yeah. And I also hear you speaking to, some of the tools that you've learned throughout the mentoring program. And I know that you've also been a part of one of the bonus series that I've been leading within the community, which is the HSE Team Leader series, which has been all about how to really be an effective leader with a team as a person who is an HSE. I hear you speaking to assessment and celebrations and those team meetings, and it's so beautiful. It's so exciting. I mean, it's just so powerful to know that this is the type of way that work can be done, as a highly sensitive entrepreneur, and as a highly sensitive entrepreneur with a team. So I'd also love to hear, how have these changes impacted your business growth over the last year?
I would say, do you want numbers on that?
Sure. We love numbers.
My gross sales in 2018 was I believe 62 or 64,000, and my gross sales at the end of 2019 was 109, which was exciting because I always wanted to tip that 100,000 mark, and we did it just 3 months ago.
Yes.
We did it. So that
is so exciting. Yes, that is so exciting, and that is so huge. That is such a big deal. And what I really want to emphasize about this, and though I said we love the numbers, which we do because it's so important in the work that we do, within the Business Miracles mentoring programs, is to combine that inner and outer. So those numbers are so important, and it's such a symbol as well of how the work is being done well and successfully. And within that there is such a beautiful service being provided. So I feel like we just have to take a moment and celebrate that you are doing work that you are so incredibly passionate about. I mean, I don't know if I've ever met anyone who's as passionate about animals, but in particularly dogs, as you are, and then to hear about that you've built a team of others who are just as passionate. I think there's a phrase that you use that I've seen you use on the forum, which is that you work with dogs and their people. Isn't that how you say it?
Yes.
Which I just love that so much. So that you get to do this and be able to tip that gross income over that six-figure mark is a massive celebration. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It's my heart, and it's what I was put on this earth to do, and it's really rewarding to be acknowledged for it. So thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. I mean, it really is so true. You know, I typically say it's hard to find a highly sensitive entrepreneur who is in business because it's not about a calling. Most of us, you know, that are called to be self-employed, it is to fulfill something that is a heart longing, a heart calling for us. You know, otherwise, of course, it would be, you know, so much easier to not be self-employed because self-employed, you know, self-employment it just challenges everything about being highly sensitive. So as part of that, you know, we've talked about how your team is like this mini community of these like-minded souls and how that mirrors so much of the Business Miracles community. So I'd love for you to speak just a little bit about like what you find to be most valuable about being a part of a Business Miracles community of other highly sensitive entrepreneurs who are also following their path to fulfill their heart calling.
The most valuable thing for me is visibility and vulnerability, because as an HSE, we tend to hide and stay in the shadows because we've been told we're different so much that we don't want that opportunity for others to go, oh, that's weird, that's different, I don't get that. And on the forum, I can say what it is and who it is and how I'm feeling. And not only that, well, no, I'm not going to get chastised for it or hung out to dry on it, but to have other people go, oh my gosh, me too, and cheer it and yay me. And that's like a big virtual hug for me on a daily basis. And I do it on the forum every day. So that's probably what I've gotten out of it the most. As far
and how
as
does that impact your day? Because you really do show up consistently on the forum, and I love hearing that description, you know, like a virtual hug. So how does that impact how you go about the rest of your business day?
Oh gosh, it's made all the difference. Just really recently in the last month, I've been consistent with doing my energy management tools every morning and then posting on the forum. And I have so much more clarity. I'm much more relaxed and open-minded. I think I have an issue with tunnel vision. I have my list of things to do, and I can get trapped in that cycle of, you know, checking things off. And by getting on the forum and by doing my energy management, it's opened up my visual horizons so that I'm starting to realize that I was missing things kind of off my radar that are important.
Yes. And
because now I'm focused and clear, I'm seeing opportunities where I didn't see opportunities before. So that's exciting, and that's new for me. That's within the last month that's starting to happen.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
That is
so
amazing. Great. It really is. It is so fantastic. And again, I just really appreciate this because, you know, it connects to what we were talking about earlier, right? Where you can get in that distrustful place as a highly sensitive and convinced that you have to do everything yourself. And so what you just described is, you know, really so much about what I consistently teach of how we thrive as highly sensitives in community, in aligned community, for exactly the reason that you said, like what you just described, you could never get from just a book, right? You could never get from just studying trainings on your own. It really does come from that core practice of VMV energy, being visible and vulnerable, and literally what you said, that you are seeing things beyond your tunnel vision, Like, that's a business miracle. That's exactly
Yay!
what a business miracle is. Yeah. Right?
It totally is.
It's like,
yes.
It is. Like, seeing things differently. That's it. So I just love that. I love that you shared that so much, Teri. And of course, and it warms my heart that that's your experience, because, you know, that's so much of just what my intention is. And how about the training retreats? If we're talking about community, you know, it's so valuable for that connection that we do have in the forum, as you're describing. But, you know, what has it been like for you to be in person, you know, in a transformational learning experience with other HSEs?
It's been surreal it's almost like I'm looking, when I'm at the training retreat, I'm on the outside looking in, because I can't even believe that I'm in this room with people just like me. And I don't want to miss a minute of it or an opportunity. And so I'm just absorbing everything. It's really exhausting. Because we're shifting our brains and changing how we think and how we relate to the world through every teaching.
Yes.
And every interaction and every exercise that you give us. And it truly is exhausting, and it's truly fulfilling and rewarding. And thank heavens you remind us about to give ourselves downtime when we reintegrate into the world, because we do literally get sent to another place during the retreat, and it's hard to integrate back into our normal 24/7. So that's a huge part of the retreat, is giving ourselves that downtime. Otherwise, on the first training retreat, I didn't give myself that downtime. And I stuffed all the emotions and learnings that I got from that first one, because I didn't give myself enough time to use it practically back in my 24/7. So the next retreat I went to, I gave myself 3 days of nothing, no work. I didn't answer the phone. I didn't do any emails. Just getting back into taking care of my dogs, my husband, and absorbing and remembering what I learned, going through my notes, and then I joined the world again. So that, in addition to how important the training retreats are, that re-entry, I think is what you call it, back.
That is what I call it. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's so beautiful, because it's part of the process, and it's part of, you know, stepping into an experience and a willingness to do things differently, you know, in a way that really does work for us as HSEs. And then the payoff is exponential, you know, as we've heard with your beautiful numbers and the beautiful description of your team, and fulfillingly exhausting.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So what is next for you? Where is your HSE strength of visionary leading you next? What do you see for yourself and your business going forward at this point?
Well, I have a short term and I have a long term. So my short term is to do a better job with my internal numbers, my income and outflow, and not being blasé about it, but taking it to heart. And it's hard to do the numbers as an HSE, but it's important as an entrepreneur. So I have to marry those two things together. And feeling more stable in that way. And then long term, the business is growing so fast, I'm going to need to find a new space because there's not enough room. So I'm I kind of have my feelers out for what that would be like, getting a vision board together and believing it can happen, and knowing that I have to be present today, that I can't work in tomorrow, which is what kind of I've been doing, is working towards that goal but not taking care of today. And so I'm trying to flip that and take care of today, knowing that tomorrow will happen.
Right.
So I've just had to change where I'm putting my energy. So
beautiful.
Bigger and better, wonderful things to come. We can't wait. All of us are so excited for what's coming and where we're going. Yeah.
That is so exciting. It is going to be awesome. It's so beautiful, and, you know, so exciting in terms of the expansion in regards to the new space, but also exciting to hear you speaking about recognizing what also needs to change internally for yourself to support that outer expansion, right? The next level of healing that relationship with money, which is so much of our journey as HSEs. So exciting.
Well, I have to say,
and yes,
all those changes are happening because of the mentoring, because you guys are giving me such a good guide path. And you're not telling me what to do. You're just throwing out suggestions and ideas and what ifs, things I would never consider on my own. And then you give me the freedom to express and do it my way. It's just really healing and empowering. So I thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. You've literally brought tears to my eyes, because that is what we aim. It really does, because that is exactly what we aim for. This is not about cookie cutter. We're different as HSEs, and we're each different as HSEs. So, we aim as a mentoring program and as a team to empower each HSE to make a choice, right? Make choices about what your way is meant to be. And that's what I hear you describing. And I just really, really appreciate that recognition. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, as we get ready to wrap, do you have any advice that you have for other HSEs who maybe are currently, in that former place that you described for yourself of feeling isolated, like they have to do it all by themselves, like they could be on the edge of burnout or even having to close the business as you were? What advice would you give them from where you are now?
Well, I think if this is resonating with you at all, and you're wondering if you're an HSE or you are, you got to own that, and you got to step in, and you got to do the hard work. So get off the fence, jump in. There's so much more better stuff to come for you, and spoken from experience, how much I've grown from where I was to where I am now. I'm a completely different person. And you can't say no to that. You shouldn't say no to that. It's a waste if you do. So get off the fence and jump in. That's my advice.
Yeah. Beautiful. Really well said. And Teri, where can listeners find out more about you and the amazing work that you are doing out in the world as a successful HSE?
Yeah, we're at angelsinthemaking.com is our website. We offer Skype calling, so you don't have to be local here in Grand Junction, Colorado, to connect with us. We can actually do training by Skype. My trainer, Megan, does that, and she's phenomenal. We're also going to be putting on an online course for service dog, people that need service dogs to enhance their living situations. So that's up and coming, so you can be watching for that. And then, of course, we're on Facebook, Angels in the Making, so you can follow us and see what we're up to, therapy dog classes and basic obedience and Tales on Trails is hiking, how to go hiking successfully with your dog. And, oh, my gosh, we're all over the place. So join us and have fun with us. We invite you.
So inspiring, Teri. So inspiring. So beautiful. So angelsinthemaking.com, you will not find anyone who is more heart-centered, oriented, and so passionate about the work that she does and the importance and the place for animals in the world. So angelsinthemaking.com. Teri, thank you so much. I have so enjoyed this time with you and just having the opportunity to connect more deeply in this way. Really, congratulations for so much that you've created, and I'm so excited for so much more that is still to come. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Heather. It's been my pleasure, and have fun to connect with you and have this one-on-one time. So thank you isn't enough. So virtual hug.
Virtual hug right back to you.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah, beautiful. You're so welcome.
I'll see you on the forum.
All right. Yes, I will see you on the forum and in person at our training retreat.
Yeah.
All right. Up. Yeah. Coming up. Beautiful. All right. Until next time.
Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of A Course in Business Miracles. If you're ready to learn how to use your highly sensitive abilities to support you in being purposeful, profitable, and empowered rather than scattered, poor, and undervalued, take my free self-quiz to find out if you are indeed a highly sensitive entrepreneur. And if you are, along with your quiz results, you'll receive my free HSE Success Guide, which will teach you how to have your highly sensitive abilities working for you to create the results you desire in your business. Take the quiz and receive your free success guide now at www.hsequiz.com.